Goes straight Rambo mode and eliminates 8 people in a row. Then there's a guy on a mountain with a sniper rifle.
Hey guys, welcome back to Mountain Visit. Got Eric with me today, good old Hedgehog. D-Rock had something come up, he couldn't get with us tonight. We're going to roll without him. Probably going to be a shorter episode since he's not here to talk everybody to death. But that's alright, there's not a whole lot to talk about.
No.
We were going to change up the format tonight. Because really, there's not much to really talk about. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask a few questions, try to get some opinions. Without him here, going to be very little football. We're going to change that up a little bit. I don't know if you guys are getting tired of us just rambling on about that, or Derek rambling on about it.
Duke can talk.
But that's all right. So we're just going to start off. We're going to go straight into the XFL.
More football, but
Yeah.
more of our
Yeah.
style.
But this is going to be about the only thing we go over. Maybe a little bit of college football, but that's going to be about it. But we more or less know what the XFL is right now. It's that
We got, 5 weeks out of it?
that tier right underneath the NFL. Either guys that are just right on the cusp of going, P.J. Walker, Jordan Ta'amu, or guys that have gotten hurt and just are no longer there. So, with that in mind, you're a big OU fan. I'm a big Oklahoma State fan.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a player on OU's team right now that is kind of right in the middle of the road?
Talking about players that are graduated and seniors?
That'll be leaving after this next season.
Okay, because I looked at some of them on the current roster, but then I looked at some of the ones that are basically the 5 top ones that are going from college to the NFL draft. You got CeeDee Lamb, yeah, he's going NFL. Kenneth Murray, dude's a beast. He's going to find him a team in the NFL. Neville Gallimore, defensive line. He's a little older, but he can find something in the NFL. Now, Jalen Hurts, he is good. Is he a starting quarterback in the NFL? No.
He could be, depending on the system. But I see where you're coming from on that.
Yeah,
I do.
I think he does get drafted, but I think 3 years.
I don't necessarily see him as a perennial starter.
No.
He could be a solid number 2 somewhere. I mean, if
Yes.
somebody goes down and he's your number 2, you're not really going to be too upset.
No, I mean, the fumbling is what I had a problem with. Of course, I'm an OU fan. He
I don't
fumbles
think
the
they're
ball.
going to, in the NFL, I don't think they're going to let him run that much.
No, but still, his arm strength was good, but his accuracy wasn't the best.
He reminds me a lot of Cam Newton. He really does.
Yeah, big body. Yeah,
Solid
and will
runner,
get, and will
really
get out
good
of
at
everything.
improvising whenever things break down. His accuracy isn't terrible. He's
a quarterback. He's got to have accuracy.
Yeah,
but
his passes downfield are usually at least somewhat within reach.
When you got CeeDee Lamb, you just throw it in the air and he'll go get it.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, last year you had Murray. Murray was a lot more accurate, and he throw the ball and Hollywood Brown catch it anywhere. Just throw it within 5 yards.
You just got to get it within his range.
Yeah, but my opinion of Jalen Hurts is he's a solid quarterback, but not NFL quarterback.
So you see what, like 4 or 5 years in the NFL?
I can see him, getting drafted to be a backup and just see if he can progress. But I see him dropping into the XFL after 2 or 3, 4 years.
Okay, I can get behind that.
And
I wouldn't mind seeing it. We need some bigger names in the XFL.
Yeah, and he would be a big name because you got the SEC know who he is, the Big 12 know who he is. The whole South knows who Jalen Hurts is. I mean, of course, the nation does, but because he was on Alabama and Oklahoma. That's going to be a big name, especially if he does go to the NFL, has a little bit experience. They cut him. He can't find a team. All right, I still want to play football. I think he's a competitor. He is a competitor. He's going to want to play football.
Yeah.
And he's
I
going
see
to do
that.
everything he can to stay in the NFL, but sometimes these guys just don't make it. I mean, you're talking about the top, the best of the best.
Yeah,
And-
yeah. I can see it.
and-
I can see it.
Now, what if he was to change his position and go running back?
I don't see that happening. He might do something more along the lines of what Blake Bell did, go tight end.
Okay.
I don't know if he's got the size for it though. I
I
mean,
don't
he's a big body,
he
but
does
I don't
either.
necessarily think he's got that tight end size.
Yeah.
And I mean, he can run people over. We saw him do that. But as far as changing positions, I don't see that in his future.
No,
I
I
really
mean,
don't.
it would be
Be interesting to look at.
Yeah, I mean, they say run the ball, just don't fumble.
Didn't the NFL teams want him to do that? Weren't they talking to him about doing that? And he
I
said
think
no?
that they did. I think they did going into the combine. Or it may have been discussed, but no further discussion about it. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. Wasn't there somebody else not too long ago that they said something about receiver, a quarterback playing receiver or something like that? The past few years, I can't remember.
It happens so often.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these players, like what Edelman was the quarterback in high school.
Yeah.
I mean,
But then you got like people like Tannehill that do the opposite, and they go from receiver to quarterback,
yeah,
and he's turned that into a damn good paycheck.
yeah.
You know, I was sitting here thinking about Oklahoma State guys, and there's really not they didn't graduate a whole lot.
Yeah.
Green, the corner, coming out, he had a terrible set of numbers, I think, and then his pro day workout, he boosted them quite a bit. So I don't know if there's consistency in what his workout was.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think he'll be all right. I mean, he's a really good man-to-man corner, but if he falls off even a little bit, we may be seeing him in the XFL,
Yeah.
which I wouldn't mind a bit because I loved watching him. He's pretty damn good for Oklahoma State. How about this coming season? Who we got coming out?
I'm trying to think. There was one I looked up the other day. I can't think of his name. That's just, so many were in the shadows of Hurts.
Yeah.
And CD.
What year's Rambo?
Ah, I'm gonna have to look that one up. I had all this stuff when I closed the window.
Yeah, because I was thinking, looking at this year's team for Oklahoma State, the one player I don't think he's good enough for the NFL. I just don't think he has that ability. But if he was to go to the XFL and run the slot, Dylan Stoner, I think he would make a damn good name, kind of like Hawley did
Yeah.
with the Roughnecks. Spruce, he reminds me a lot of both of them. And I think he could make a really good name for himself and be a really good asset for some team in the XFL.
Yeah.
And especially with the potential for expansion, they're going to be needing more bodies, and I think he'll fit in somewhere. I think it'd be good for him.
What the hell?
Did you find who you're looking for yet?
Yeah, I went too far and got all the coaching staff. No. Well, John Michael Terry from Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know, he plays for it. They've talked a lot about him being really good. I don't think NFL material, but I think he had an injury this past season. He did play a little bit and showed signs of being
And that's
really
what
good.
happens to a lot of these guys. They just get hurt and then they lose that step,
Yeah.
and it sucks. I mean, a lot of times, like with baseball, it's not necessarily always the best guys that go. It's the guys that don't get hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of hell right now. I mean, Syndergaard is looking to go in for Tommy John.
Well, Chris Sale's same way.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, honestly, the way it's going, we even get a baseball season.
Gotta hope so.
Thing is, we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, I want to roll into it, but I can't. Trey Sherman's gone. I think he'd be an NFL caliber running back.
He'll make a roster at least at the number 2.
Yeah,
He could potentially break through and start for a year or two. Depends on what team he gets onto.
Caleb Kelly is one. He's a beast. I think he had injuries last year, or was the thing is they all these guys were in the shadow of Murray,
Yeah.
Kenneth Murray. So it was, they were on the field, but Kenneth Murray was just all over the place.
Oh yeah.
And there's some players that
guys like Murray, you can't teach those instincts.
no,
You really
like
can't.
I had Eric Stryker a few years ago.
Yeah.
Dude was speedy off the edge. Got to the NFL. I'm not sure if he's on the NFL roster or not, but I think his size, I don't think he was strong enough. He was just quick.
Yeah.
And you get to the NFL, you're going to have that strength and quickness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, going off that, the size, Malcolm Rodriguez for Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, he is a solid linebacker for the D1 level. He's not a top tier linebacker though.
Yeah.
Am I glad he's on Oklahoma State? You're damn right I am.
Kennedy Brooks is going to be their number one running back. He's going to build, Sherman had injuries last year. You had Brooks. There was another guy. I can't think of his name. Rambo is a junior, redshirt junior. I don't think he would come out.
No, I don't think unless he just had
unless
a
he
breakout year.
becomes the CD this year.
Yeah.
But I don't think he has the speed. But he's more of a possession, big body.
Somebody will step up for OU. Somebody always does. Kind of like with Oklahoma State.
Now Hazelwood is a speedy guy. I think he could be the one because he showed signs of last year of being, that second guy when CD was, covered and all that kind of stuff. So there is that. I just can't think of anything. Trying to find these running backs because there was one guy that did really well last year. Pledger, TJ Pledger.
Okay.
He's a small guy. He's 5'9", 200 pounds.
It's a wrecking ball.
You're going to have Pledger and Brooks running, the ball most of the time. Stevenson is a senior this year. I think he played a little bit last year. So you got 3 running backs. They're going to get carries. I think Brooks will be the one that gets the majority, and then Pledger. Having that, Murray and Brown?
Yeah.
That two-headed monster back there running the ball. The running game should be solid. Quarterback play.
They're going to have to lean on it, at least in the early games.
I mean, get, what's his name? Rattler.
You've got to get some games under him.
Yeah. And, of course, OU's first couple of games are going to be cupcakes. Could be. I can't remember the schedule. But,
We've still got Tennessee.
Tennessee? We're playing Tennessee again this year?
Yeah.
The fuck?
It was a home and home.
No, that was a couple years ago.
Are you sure?
I was thinking that. Oh man.
Yeah. On the 12th of September.
Really?
Yep.
We got that.
Missouri? It's in Norman. So Missouri State,
Tennessee, and then Army again. Yeah. I knew Army was coming back around.
I'm really looking forward to that game.
Not me. I was stressed the fuck out last year on that game. Watching it at B-Dubs, and oh my gosh, it was just emotional roller coaster the whole game. It's just you just think
I do not remember what I was doing that day. I was having to keep up with it on my phone, and I was watching closely.
Yes.
But all right, let's go ahead and move on. Let's get out of football for a bit. Baseball been making the headlines. Are they going to shorten their season?
I think they're going to have to. I think at this point in time, they're looking at double headers.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
well, the players have already said they want to do double headers.
Double headers would be fun because, baseball is a slow sport.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to run 90 feet. Or is it 90 yards? 90 feet?
90
yards?
feet.
90 feet. You're going to run 90 feet as hard as you can.
Mm-hmm.
You might turn, go a second.
Yeah.
You're talking, you're running as fast as you can for a brief second, and then you're standing around a lot of times.
Well, it's funny you say that. Whenever I was on my visit to go play, assistant coach at the time was giving me a tour of the campus and everything. Went and looked at the indoor track that we had. And he said, you will not be spending a lot of time here. You at most will be running 120 feet at a time unless you hit it over the fence. You were going to be doing a lot of sprints.
Yeah.
And just working on that kind of conditioning.
Yeah.
All right, I can do that. I don't like to run a long distance anyway.
Yeah, I can get there, like point A, point B, 90, 100 feet. I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
After
it's going to take me a while.
150 feet, 200 feet, I start losing some RPMs.
Oh, yeah. Mine was getting going. I'm a damn tractor. Once you get me going, it's hard to stop. What are the pros and cons of this? A short season.
A shortened season, of course. Well, if it's a shortened season, if they just cut games, your pitcher rotation should still be, should stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
But then you throw in double headers, your pitcher could lose a day,
mm-hmm.
or you need to throw in that extra. Can you have more than 5, 6 starting pitchers? I mean,
you can. What they will end up doing
to modify
is
right?
more or less every day you're going to see movement up and down between AAA and majors,
and that would be great for AAA.
Yeah,
Last
year you saw that a lot with the Braves. Until they eventually moved like Tuki Tucson up
mm-hmm.
and just put him in the bullpen. Because I think he's going to be a reliever the rest of his career. But you saw that because Atlanta had some arm trouble with injuries and stuff like that. And you'll see a lot of that, I think, is just like every other morning, a lot of guys going down, a lot of guys coming up.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but I think if they're going to do the double headers like the players are wanting, just expand the rosters to about 30.
Yeah.
Maybe even 32. Just bring those guys up so they're not traveling back and forth between all these different clubs.
I would say, depending on how much time we lose, see how many games you can do the double headers. If you've got, would it be all right to say 3 double headers in 3 days? Or is that too much on them?
Well, your divisional games, you're going to play them so many times anyway. If you could cut out one series each way.
Yeah.
'Cause you're going to host a team, like 3 times in your division?
I think it's 12. No, it's not. Maybe it's... I'd have to look at the schedule, but I would say
there's a lot of home and home switches between them.
Yeah, well, there's times
and you could break them up. You could do 1 doubleheader for this series. The next one you do 2, and you could make up a lot of games that way. I think. And
yeah.
I think that's what the players are wanting to do. That
I don't think they can do. I don't think they, if they want to end the season on the same date. I think you do some double headers, but you're going to have to shorten. You're going to have to pull some games off.
I don't think they're going to be able to end it in October.
They've talked about doing a neutral site World Series in the South during Christmas.
Hey, I'm all for that shit.
Fuck yeah, I am.
I am all for that.
I would love that.
You give me baseball, especially the World Series at Christmas.
On Christmas Day, all we have is basketball, which... It's fine. Whenever
we'll have a couple of bowl games, football games.
I don't think they play bowl games on Christmas. You'll have them on Christmas Eve and then the day after Christmas.
I think you have 1 or 2.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm not going to bother looking it up. It's trivial.
I think that day is that one day that they don't have any bowl games because they let the NBA have that day,
which is fine.
And that's fine because you'll have 4 games on that day, and they'll be your premier. You'll have Clippers, Lakers.
Yeah.
You'll have Thunder and Houston,
mm-hmm.
Boston and fucking who else is ever up there? I don't know. Milwaukee maybe. You're going to have those. They're going to set that up to where we're projecting these 2 teams to be really good.
Yeah.
We're putting those on Christmas Day. Here's your Christmas Day line.
I think they're talking about pushing the next NBA season to start after Christmas.
If the things don't get better, yeah.
Which
it seems like this could be something that it could take years to get back in line.
Oh man,
because
it's great.
How are you going to say the NFL season doesn't start on time?
Trump has already said it's going to start on time.
Okay, Trump is the president of the United States, but I mean,
Yeah,
the thing is with this-
logistics. I mean, would I like to see it start on time?
I would
You're damn
love,
right I would.
yes. I want all this stuff back. I want baseball back so bad because it would give me something to watch. Hell,
yeah.
I watched the 2001 World Series on Saturday.
I've been watching
The thing is, I was in boot camp. No, wait, was I in boot camp? I was in boot camp when that happened, so I never got to see it on TV.
Yeah.
I got to see highlights. I got to see who won, but I got to watch that game. Well, it was on the background, and I came through and looked at it and looked at it and looked at it, and then once it got down, like in the 8th inning, I sat down and I watched it. Kurt Schilling was still on the mound, and they brought Randy Johnson in, and I was like, "Fuck, I forgot they had Luis Gonzalez." Like, oh, and then as soon as Luis Gonzalez walked up, I'm like, "This game's about to end. I know what happens here," but it was I got to see it, you know. And then Sunday they had Packers and Steelers Super Bowl. That was fun to watch.
mean, some of the games that they're re-airing a couple of weeks ago, one of the first games they did that with was the OU Florida softball game in the College World Series that went 17 innings.
Okay.
That I'm actually angry. I went to bed, but I went to bed at like the 13th inning. I just couldn't do it anymore.
I stayed up all night and watched that game. I couldn't stop. I was like, this is so fucking exciting.
The games they're showing are great games that are a lot of fun to watch, and I don't mind watching again. But here lately, I've been watching the Madden tournaments with the NFL players. I've been watching the basketball, NBA 2K.
I've heard video game or e-games this is their time to shine.
Oh yeah,
because that's all you can do.
Well, did you hear what hockey's going to do to finish their season?
No.
Oh yeah.
Really?
And the games are going to count.
Really?
Yes. They're going to finish with e-games. It's going to be 3-on-3 overtime rules.
Okay.
They're going to have 3 players from each team. They're going to have to do their own assessment as to who's going to play.
And they're going to video game it.
They're going to be all online, 3-on-3 at the same
time.
Now
that's something the NBA could do.
Yeah.
You could do 3 NBA players and you play 3-on-3 basketball.
Yeah.
That would be, and finish out the season.
So I'm waiting on 2K to come out with an update to their game so they could do that.
Yesterday, I was sitting there thinking after watching the Super Bowl, I was like, I want to put Madden on, and I want to line out the playoffs this past season, and just simulate all the games and see if there's a different outcome. See what would change, how things would change, and then write down final scores, see what happened, to see who else could possibly be in there, and have it broadcast like it's on TV, like I'm watching it.
Hell, there are people doing that.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing they were talking about yesterday on the radio, was talking about how these e-games is taking off right now, because this is what we have right now. They were talking about how one guy was just like, I don't know if I could watch someone else play video games.
I do with kids all the time.
Yeah. Well then, a caller called in and said that I like playing video games, and I play Call of Duty, but I want to get better at Call of Duty, so I watch these people that are really good to watch what they do. It's just like if we watching sports. We love sports. We played sports, but we never made it to the major leagues.
Oh, no.
So now we enjoy watching it. It's the same thing. It's just a different format. My son, kid 6 years old, and he can play Fortnite like crazy. I got home from work yesterday, and I walk in, he's like, Dad, I'm about to get another win. I'm like, awesome, bub. So I go over and watch him. There's like 15 people left.
Yeah.
He goes straight Rambo mode and eliminates 8 people in a row. Then there's a guy on a mountain with a sniper rifle, and he ends up taking his little Gatling gun and running up the mountain with a Gatling gun and eliminates him and gets the win.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this kid's got something.
Yeah.
He's really good. And then my brother was telling me today that apparently they're hosting one-day tournaments on Fortnite, and you can go in there, and if you get so many wins, you get to advance into another tournament.
Yeah.
And you can eventually win V-Bucks, which is what all everybody wants, to buy shit on the game. But there are tournaments out there for Fortnite to win cash.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
Well, there was
You know what? Don't worry about your homework, bro. You're not going back to school the rest of the year anyways.
what was it? I can't remember if it's Fortnite or another game that a player ended up winning $3 million.
That was Fortnite.
Yeah.
I don't think
Holy shit.
I don't think my son. Yeah, the thing is, like, when we were younger, we were playing video games. My mom was always like, "You're not going to make any money doing that."
And we wouldn't.
No, not then. But now there is money in it.
Mm-hmm.
You got those Madden tournaments that happen all over the country.
Oh yeah, they're either just finishing up or they're about to. Like the Big Madden Bowl.
Yeah.
And there's damn good money in that.
There is a lot of money. I mean, the thing is you pretty much have to have the resources to just straight play.
Yeah.
You can't have a job. You can't go to work.
You can't be me or you.
Yeah. I mean,
working overtime hours and then come
And
in
be
and
an
try
essen-
to take on
and
like
be an
Derwin
essential.
James
Yeah.
that is annihilating people. And football's his life, so why not?
Yeah.
What is he, like 22, 23 years old? I don't think he's married. You come home from football, from practice, which right now he's not even having to do that.
Yeah.
If football's your life, why not?
Yeah.
What else are you going to do right now?
Esports, it's your time to shine, and I think there's going to end up being. I mean, they stream everything.
Yeah.
Twitch or whatever the hell that other shit's called. But yeah, there's money in it.
Oh yeah. Well, a good buddy of mine, when we were in high school, whenever Halo came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never a big
Halo
fan.
2 was out, and we'd go to my house. We'd all link up our Xboxes. We'd get
With the
online
landline.
and we'd run through people. And him and a couple of other his buddies that he met in college, after he left, they went and did a tournament for money down in, I think it was Dallas. Got smoked. He said, "I thought I was good."
There was whenever college football was coming out years ago when we had it, they were holding a release tournament there at GameStop in Muskogee, and I thought I was pretty good, and I played some online, got some good wins, also got my ass handed to me, but of course I'm playing all over the world. Let's bring this into Muskogee. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So I took the next day off, and I went up there at midnight to get in this tournament. And you basically just get there and you draw a number, and
That's your seed.
that's your well, that wasn't their seed. It was what they would do is they would just start at the top and they would call out your number, and then they would just put you in a spot. And I got crushed the first game. So basically, I got there, got my number. They I think they opened at midnight because there was going to be people just coming in buying the game and going home. By 1 o'clock, I was at home playing the game. So, I got.
So
I
you
thought
lost, but you didn't lose.
Well, the thing was, if you won the tournament, you got the game for free.
Yeah.
And so I lost, and I walked over and I purchased it, and I went home.
Yeah.
And then a buddy of mine, he met me up there, and I think he won his first game, got to the second round, and got smoked.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was cool because they're like, just a bunch of middle-aged men. Well, I was in my 20s, so 20-year-olds thinking they're good, and I apparently wasn't. 'Cause I got crushed.
I like getting my boys' friends together because every year for his birthday, he just has a group of friends over. They'll break out the Madden, whichever the latest one is. They'll put it up on the big screen in the living room. They'll do a tournament. They ask me if I want to play. I smoke them.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun.
I played, it was, I think it was 16 and 17 pretty regularly. And then after that, I just kind of got away from it. I got more into Call of Duty, more into the racing games, Forza, that kind of stuff. But it just, I tried to play Madden with my brother. He was starting an online league, and it was a, what you call it, where you pick a team and you draft the whole draft, whatever that's called. It's like Ultimate Team or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was okay. I started kind of picking up on things, but I could not throw the ball to save my life.
Oh, Madden's a different game when it comes to throwing.
I could run the ball. I could run the ball really well, but if someone could stop the run, I was in deep trouble.
Yeah.
And
that's one thing I started working on my running game.
See, I can run the
After
ball.
watching Derwin James annihilate Tyreek Hill with the running game.
Yeah.
Did you watch that one?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, put up 52 on him, 52 to 3.
It's hard for me to watch people play video games except for my son, but I can't sit there and just watch people play. I want to play. I
Oh
can't
yeah,
sit there
I
and
was itching to steal the controller from
I can't
Tyreek.
just sit
I really
there.
was.
I can't just sit there and play or watch someone play. Now, if it's like a short little video of just clips of someone just going to town on Call of Duty and just running through there and just killing everybody.
Yeah.
I can watch that, 2 or 3 minutes of it, but sit there and watch complete matches of one person, I can't do that.
I actually looked into this as far as us being able to live stream a tournament between all of us. And I think we could do it.
Well, we tried to, because me and my brother, well, it was one of his buddies. We were going to have a matchup, and we were going to try to stream it to where my brother could watch it. And my internet's so shitty, it started bogging down real bad.
God, I can't wait for that fiber optic to come out here. Can you?
I would love it. Actually, see, my internet, they said something about something about the level they have me on was too high, and I'm at the end of a line, and it needs to be a little bit lower. I can't remember what he said, what the tech guy said, but I think they fixed it finally.
Oh, nice.
So it's like everything. Once if we're all on, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Like my daughter was
Same
watching
here.
a movie in her room Saturday night. My son was on Fortnite, and WrestleMania was on. So I was like, let me check it out. And I go to turn on WrestleMania, and I'm streaming that. And next thing I know, my son's like, Dad, I'm lagging. Turned it off. Followed on my phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just.
Well, like here, I mean, if I'm watching something in the living room, the boys playing Fortnite in his room, the Kraken's in her room watching TV or whatever, and then the wife's in the bedroom watching TV. For some reason, the living room TV is the one that suffers.
I think that's with mine too, because normally if it's just when I was trying to watch XFL games, I'm trying to stream those.
Yeah.
And I would have problems. And like last night, I turned on WrestleMania, the second night of it. Not a problem. It was smooth. There was the
When
volume.
did they do 2 nights of WrestleMania? Is that just a thing for this year?
I think it's just because this year, because they're in the Performance Center.
Yeah.
And I can't remember where in Florida. So it's not outside. There's no fans, which was really strange to watch.
I've tried watching a little bit. Not WrestleMania, just Raw or SmackDown.
It's really hard to watch right now. I mean, unless you know the history of the storyline and you've been there since the beginning. I mean, some of the stuff I don't catch every Friday night. I just try to catch it when I can. I do like to watch the pay-per-views because those are your big matches and they're title matches.
I haven't been able to follow wrestling since WCW.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I YouTubed some shit last night on WCW when Sting joined NWO Wolfpack and he came out with the red.
That was a good storyline.
That was, and then like last night I was watching and you had Sid Vicious and Hulk Hogan in the match, and Hulk Hogan was about to pin him, and Steve Nash comes out. Scott Steiner, no, Steve Nash, somebody else. Well, then Sting shows up. Well, then Goldberg comes running out, and I'm just like, you have all these big name people
huge Hall
in
of
this
Famers.
match. And the thing is I don't know if these guys are just bigger back then, but their ring looks smaller. I don't know. WCW,
I think
the ring
it's a little bit of both.
I mean, those dudes. I know Hulk Hogan is a massive dude.
Yeah.
But I was just like, that ring looks really small because it's just like those dudes are just so
I
big
didn't mean
in
to
there.
blow that into the camera. Sorry.
But yeah, I was just like, watching it last night. It was hard to watch it because, sometimes a match gets boring. They're just punching each other, throwing each other around. So I get on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
And then if you don't hear the crowd roar up, you're gonna miss
You're
everything.
still going. Yeah.
And so I'm just like, oh shit, what we got here?
Yeah.
And
it's hard.
It's hard to watch because you don't have that. And a lot of those athletes feed off the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't have that, it's got to be hard wrestling for 2 commentators and about 6 cameramen. That's it.
Yeah,
And a referee.
And I get it. The show must go on.
And it's great because they are.
Why are they pulling out the microphone with nobody?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but damn.
My thing is
it's just hard.
Have some guy up in the computer room, and his fingers are on the crowd noise, and he just turns it up, turns it down. Just I mean, the Falcons pump crowd noise in.
Yeah.
Why not do that? Just crowd noise. Just and louder.
And you've got enough history. I mean, if The Rock comes on, you got people yelling for him.
Yeah.
There's enough. I mean, the newer guy like Gronkowski.
That was.
You're not gonna have anything for him.
Yeah, it was weird last
But
night.
you don't need anything for him. He doesn't care if there's a crowd or not.
No, he's just so crazy.
I love Gronk.
I guess it's I can't hate him. I can't love him, but he's entertaining.
Yeah.
And some of just
him and his brothers, I don't think I'd be able to party with them. I'd like to give it a shot, but I don't think I'd be able to.
He seems to be the one that would really just piss me off if I was partying with him.
Probably.
Just because he's very loud and all that kind of stuff, and I'm more of a chill drinker.
Same here.
There's no reason to start doing crazy shit. Now, granted, he's in front of a camera, and he's gonna add a little bit more.
I think that's his natural personality, though.
You think so?
I think it is.
The thing is, I mean, if it is, I couldn't party with him at all. we would fight.
Yeah. And you would lose.
I would definitely lose.
That's a big man.
But if I fought him right now, he's got the 24/7 title belt right now.
Oh.
So
there's your way in.
There's my way in. To come off the top ropes and give him an elbow. And take
I was watching some replays of the Brawl for All. I don't know if you remember that, where they actually put on boxing gloves and had real fights.
Oh, no, I don't remember that one.
Oh, shit. Some of those guys got laid up. Out.
Yeah.
Damn. But I've been watching old videos of all kinds. UFC, I've been watching all kinds of old videos.
Yeah. I still just, UFC, I know it's UFC and wrestling, it's pretty much the same shit, but except on one side's not fake and one side is. You still have a little bit of a storyline, but not as much. Like, I'm sitting there watching this last night, and I'm like, this is a fucking soap opera. This shit is so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Of the shit that goes on. But, I mean, it's entertaining. It's a guy soap opera. I was sitting there telling old girl, like, this guy used to be this, and this guy used to be together.
And you sound like a crazy person.
And I sound like, and I got done, I'm like, oh, God, I straight went nerd on you. I straight went.
I understand if you want to leave.
Yeah, I just straight went as the world turns on you.
Yeah.
Talking about old girls sleeping with old dudes, old girls, her best friend's husband. It's shit like that. But it's just, it's
shut your mind
fighting.
off entertainment.
It's fighting. It's, beating the shit out of each other, and that's it.
Yeah. Shut your mind off entertainment.
Drama with men drama queens, but they're fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, it's like kind of like that
show. Get to see people
show.
fly around.
Yes, and I love them high flyers. Some of them people jump on them top ropes, and I'm just like, fucking, no, I could never do that.
No,
I
would kill myself first try.
Yeah. Well, of course you're gonna be training and everything, but I'd be scared to do it the first time.
I'd still kill myself first try.
Yeah.
But, well, we really got off the beaten path.
Yes, we did. Back on baseball. So back on baseball. I think they try to do double headers. As this thing goes on, I think they will shorten the season to, what'd you say, 140?
I think they could probably get in 144. I think used to be the number.
Okay.
They went up to, I think, 154. Now they're at 162.
I seen something online about doing 100 games.
Mm-hmm.
Putting in double headers. This is like the latest they could start. Do 100 games, then do some double headers. But they also talked about shortening games to 7 innings. Yes and no, I like it. Old man fan will not like it because it changes baseball. But then
it changes a lot.
Yes.
I mean, whenever you're talking about strategy, I mean, you've got a lot of starters that are going 7 innings. If you get them 5 innings and then start bringing in your setup and your closer,
that's going to save. It's going to save his arm.
your arms are going well into that season.
So then you're able to, the wear and tear is less on them late in the season. So this could 100 game season, 7 innings, I think would be the last ditch effort to get a season in.
Yeah,
but I think it could change. You could have some teams.
Popped into my head. If you went to 7 innings, you would not necessarily have to expand your rosters to pull off a doubleheader. Because if you got a starter going 5 innings, which is more or less the norm, if you can get 6 or 7 out of them, fantastic.
Yeah.
But you're not. I mean, with the new rule, you have to face 3 batters.
Okay.
You're not getting as many relievers in there, so you don't have to carry as many arms.
Yeah.
You're carrying your starters, you're carrying a setup, you're carrying a closer, and a couple of middle relievers.
Yeah.
Instead of a full bullpen.
Yeah.
I think it could be done with 7 innings. Do I want to see it go with 7 innings? No.
No.
It would make every at bat insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be worth something if you got a good quality at bat.
Yeah. Instead of some of these, you're going to see more 3 at bats by a team instead of the 4 to possibly.
You might
5.
only get 2.
I mean, if you go. Yeah, that's true.
If you get a good quality start out of a pitcher, you're only getting 2 for your bottom lineup.
Yeah. That would really hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be, with this whole thing, things are going to have to change. The NBA is still trying to see if they can't get a season in with doing a 2-week ground and pound, finish the season out, and then possibly shortening the playoffs to I think I seen a 3-game series first round, 3-5-7-7 instead of a 5-7-7-7.
See, I would do, 3-3-5-5. I wouldn't go 7 at all.
I mean, yeah, they could.
Except maybe your finals.
The finals. Really, the finals could go 5 games. It would hurt my feelings, but also if that's all we have.
Yeah,
which
I'm not going to be. If they bring it back, I won't bitch a bit. I'll watch every game.
If the NBA is coming back to finish the season, then we're going to have baseball on at the same time.
Yeah,
and we're going to have football.
When one comes back, it'll set a precedent, and I'm all for it.
They also said something about in baseball using Florida and Arizona as quarantine for those your spring training. All the teams that do spring training down there.
Yeah.
Quarantining them down there.
I mean, they all have their spring training facilities that they use.
Yes.
They can go there and be just fine.
They're talking about gathering the groundskeepers, umpires, broadcast, basically everything you have to put on a baseball game without fans.
Yeah.
Boom. Everybody's there in that area.
And I'm glued to tell
that would be, and play baseball with no fans. It's been done before. I mean, there was that one game a couple years ago where they had no fans there.
Yeah.
Because I think it was a surprise doubleheader or whatever. I can't remember where it was.
Was it just Tampa Bay?
Could have been. It could have been.
I mean, I've got MLB at bat, so I'll be watching every single game anyway. But
I got that
or at
Fire
least my
Stick.
Braves game.
I can find all kinds of shit. And the thing is, I got all these sports channels on there that I can probably find some shit on there from other countries if they have anything going on.
God, I'm praying that something happens soon. I mean, if they have to go to an empty stadium, great. Which I think they can do if they just put them in a bubble, and I think a lot of players will be all right with that.
I think they would be too. But the thing is that one guy gets sick.
Oh, you better believe they're going to come in. Every single person's going to be tested.
Well, yeah, they're all going to be tested, and they're all going to be like, you're going to be tested, and then you're going to go here for 2 weeks, and then you can go here, and this is where you're going to play. It's going to be, because you can't. I mean, I don't know. I think baseball, if they do go that direction, would be great.
Yeah,
but the backlash if that one guy comes down and infects a lot of people, that could be very, very bad.
Yeah,
because they did this in wanted to get it out there, it could really hurt.
Well, I think that's why they're being so cautious.
Yeah.
Which I get, especially if you got a Bryce Harper that gets it, and
yeah, you get a big name guy that gets it, and it's not going to be good. That's why you just stay the fuck home.
Please.
I go work yesterday, and there's whole families in Dollar General working or shopping.
Yeah.
No. Keep your kids at home. Okay, if there's 2 adults in there and there's kids, one of them adults could have stayed home. You need one person to go to the store.
Yep.
Be on the phone the whole time. Hey, is there anything you want? I'm looking at this. I'm on the candy aisle. You want anything?
Yeah.
You don't need to take the whole family because the little kid is touching everything.
Yeah.
And then touching her face. I mean, it's just come
on. If we need something, I stop on my way in from work.
I got my kids Tuesday night to go take, and I got them this past Tuesday night, and I had to go to the grocery store. And my son was like, "Can I go to the grocery store with you?"
Nope.
No, sorry, bud. Why? It's just, I'm not taking that chance. With this, everything out there, I said, I've been at work. I said, I need to go to the grocery store, get my shit, get our stuff, bring it home, and then we'll go. And of course, these people that work at the grocery store, Dollar Generals, they're working their ass off, keeping everything clean.
Yeah.
But you don't need to take your whole family. Just one person. Just one person go out. Make a list. Say, hey, I got a piece of paper on the refrigerator. You want anything? You put it on the list.
Or text me.
Whatever. You put it on the list, and I will get it whenever I get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hell, one of the accounts I'll probably be going to tomorrow.
Yeah, you
just had somebody come back testing positive.
I'll be fucking hazmat suit up in that motherfucker.
We are not allowed within a certain distance of that place.
We have just drop it at the curb.
We have to drop it on, set it on the ground, and they come out and get it. It's which is all right. I mean, which is crazy because this place had already locked down. I was not allowed in that facility anyway.
Yeah,
and we were already doing that. Now I just have to stay further away, and they can't get right here.
Yeah. So if someone inside the facility has got it, and they've already locked it down, of course you got people that work there that go in and out, right?
Yeah.
So somebody transmitted it inside, right? Had to have been.
Yeah.
I mean,
something.
That's the scary thing too.
That's what's really scary about it, because you could be asymptomatic and have no idea.
Yeah.
And that's what worries me to death. Of course, we joke about this quite a bit here at my house. Is we're pretty sure my wife had it back in January.
That's what people have talked about.
And they're coming out now saying they could have been here as early as December.
Yeah.
So it all fits.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump on a conspiracy bandwagon or anything, but everything fits.
Let's go conspiracy, because I got some shit. No, I've seen some stuff where, this has been around possibly since November, December, possibly as early as September. But some of the stuff you just like, it's just my allergies.
Well, they know for a fact, I think,
flu.
January 21st that it was in the United States.
Well, yeah.
My wife got sick toward the end of January.
Yeah.
Bad enough she actually stayed home from work. I mean, my wife's a tough broad.
Yeah.
And she actually called into work. It's something she didn't do.
It's
something she doesn't do.
I've called in, I think, sick 2 days, 3 days maybe in the past, since I've been a salesman. That's been almost 6 years. Called in 3 days sick.
Yeah.
And, one of those times I started feeling bad on a Tuesday and, worked, went home, didn't feel good, went to bed early, got up the next day, went to work, felt like shit the rest of the day. Finally, I was like, I need to take my temperature, and I'm running on 102.9, and I've been out and working all day.
Yeah.
And took some medicine, passed out, woke up next morning, early as fuck. Hey, I'm not coming in. I'm still running a fever. I can't do it. I said, I worked the past 2 days not feeling good. I can't do it today. I need some rest.
That's like me. If I call in, it's because I do not feel safe driving my truck.
Yeah, and that was one of the bosses was like, damn, he must be sick, because he never calls in. Yeah. I mean, got my nose broke at like midnight on a Sunday. I was back to work 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
I
save my sick days for personal time.
Exactly.
If I want to take a day off, I'll call in sick. Not because I'm sick, just because I need a break.
Yeah.
I mean, you've done this line of work. Your body just breaks down and you're about to mentally snap on somebody. So
that's every day. I want to take every day off. No, I'm thinking now I want to take a personal day to where I can just, not have to worry about it. But then I'm like, right now, it's so chaotic and hectic out there.
Yeah.
I don't want to put someone else in a bind. We got all these resets coming. I don't want to put someone in a bind. So that's all.
Yeah.
That's also why I never call in. 'Cause
Well,
I'm like, I'm not feeling good. I don't want to work today. But they got this going on. I'll just go to work. I'm not going to give you 100% that day, which I don't give you 100% any day. I give you about 90 every single day.
Yeah,
On a good day, you'll get
I go by
95.
100% for a week. 10% on Monday.
I will do about 95 every day, and or no 90 every day, and on a good day I'll give you 95%.
Well, our hours are so down right now. I worked 4 hours today.
Wow. I could have worked. I could have got done really early, but I don't want to get done too early.
I could have been home by 8:30 this morning.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they said, "Hey, go pick up a backhaul," and by the time I got to the backhaul, they didn't get there until about 8:30, and then they came out and said, "Hey, this isn't going to be ready until next Monday."
Oh.
All right, guys, we appreciate you watching. Unfortunately, we just discovered that a good 30-40 minutes of what we thought was recording was not
Gone.
So you're going to get a shortened episode this week.
Yeah.
We apologize for that, and hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Hopefully it was the worst stuff.
Yeah,
It was just us rambling on.
we did take a few detours, but that's all right. Anyway, check us out on mountainvisit.net. That's our website. You can check us out on Facebook, Mountain Visit WM. Don't forget our podcast. Just Mountain Visit. Look for the compass. We're up on iTunes, or I guess Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Google Podcast, as well as Spotify. For Derek, hit him up on Twitter, D_farm13. Jesus Christ.
D_farm13.
Appreciate that one. Thank you. My tongue got fat drinking some beer. But, guys, we appreciate it. Sorry for the malfunction with the recording. And we'll catch you next week.
Give us something to talk about.
Yeah, please. Hit us up. Check us out. Send us something. The show at mountainvisit.net. That's our email. You can get on Facebook. Send us a message. Get on any of the posts. I'm on there all the time. Comment. Ask us a question. Do something. We're running out of shit with no sports to talk about.
And we're running very thin. Very, very thin.
If you can't tell by us just talking tonight,
Rambling on.
not much to talk about. So we do appreciate it. You guys keep plugging along with us. We'll keep you entertained.
Like, share, subscribe.
We out.
Recorded.